Hello friends and welcome back. I'm Anna Delman. It is day number 168 of my note writing journey. Today is Sunday, therefore it is a review of the week, a wrapping up of what I've been working through, and then just to summarize everything, figure out what I learned and plan for the week ahead. So day number 168, my note in conclusion is: weep, grieve, wash your face and live. Live beyond you. Live boldly with Godfidence, Godfidence, Godfidence. Live with grace because of Godfidence. It's God who gives us the confidence. And then a heart of worship and praise. And then each day I have listed on my little note, and I will review that. On day 162, it was, "Oh, my deceptive heart, what do I allow to satisfy its deepest need rather than thanksgiving and gratitude?" And I needed to dig deeper into the well just to see what's stirring in and beneath that. I had started the week sharing that I had been a bit sad because of things that are no longer in my life, and I needed to do an examination of that. Truly, was it bordering on heart idolatry or not? Day 163, dare I call it my idol? There we go. What about you and yours? What about those things in your life? It's so easy to be ensnared, caught up in things that we don't intend to end up it being some kind of a idol before us that we're always trying to reach and meet, and we never ever can. So insecurity is protecting myself from any potential threat. That is primarily my heart's idol I spend too much time thinking about. And then how to defeat the sentiment is I need more of God and to trust Him more. Day 164 called for deeper scrutiny, because deeper scrutiny pays great dividends. Don't gloss over the distractions. More and repeated gratitude for glimpses of heaven given in the sweet roles we've had in our life. And I was referring to just the sweet fellowship I had in my life in the past with like-minded friends and a like-minded community. So sweet friends. It is rare in life that you get that where all people who've been affected by it say it was a splashing over of heaven into the here and now. So the response to that is should be gratitude and thanksgiving that God was so sweet and kind to allow that for our lives. And then day 165 was anything that challenged us and that we needed for the inferior pleasures and the momentary gratification was blasphemous, because it was a denial of God being sufficient and satisfactory for our lives. So when we domesticate and hold tightly to our idols, that's what we are. We're being blasphemous. We are really just saying the God who I say is mine really isn't sufficient for me. And that is not who His word says He is. We are calling Him a liar. We are saying God is not enough for us and we do not trust Him. Idols expose the reality of the heart. Day number 166, what the distraction of desires reveals about my heart, your heart. We are lacking in understanding about the greatness and who God is. We are lacking in satisfaction. We don't know enough about Him, and we're not appropriating what we do know about Him to be the sufficiency of our heart and the satisfaction of our souls in His providence and His care for us. The distractions reveal that we are living with a limited confidence. If we knew Him truly as His word says, then we would be living with greater boldness and confidence. What to do? Humility in acknowledging the truth. And then day number 167, is God sufficient to be the satisfaction you need in your life? Yes or no? Why and why not? Now friends, all of that I think, just leaves us with a challenge. I did also start when I shared all of that, how much I missed my community. Now, because I hold that in such high regard, I do not believe it's an idol of my heart. Yesterday, in if you know John Piper, Desiring God, I follow them on Facebook, and every now and then he posts like a little caption, a blurb of something from one of his books, of one of his sermons, and it's been there a few times. It just happened to be there last night, and I've posted it on my whiteboard there. Occasionally weep over the life that you hoped would be, and I in brackets have put hope for. Grieve the losses, feel the pain, then wash your face, trust God, and embrace the life that he's given you. Live, right, friends? I think if we don't acknowledge that we are missing those sweet providences of God in our past, then we're truly not acknowledging him as the good, caring, kind, loving, providential God that we are worshipping and that we say is worthy of our praise. There's a fine line there, and yes, I know that. But I do think that being sad for missing something that God has removed from your life, family, friends, community, calls for a greater vertical relationship with him, a deeper trust, a deeper faith, a deeper commitment to honor him and glorify him, even if you're all alone, as I am. That's quite okay with me. I am grateful for it. Now, I did refer to David Powlison's article, Idols of the Heart and Vanity Fair. I got this off a biblical counseling journal from way back when I was in school. And I've only really, in this discussion over the past week, gone through the first page. And it is a 20 page. I said 50 pages previously. It's a 20-page article. So these are some things that he challenged us with. Why is idolatry so important in the Bible? It's the most frequently discussed problem in the scriptures. It's those heart substitutions, friends, which we've discussed over the past week. And it's broader than we think because, as David Powlison says, factors that shape and determine human behavior are inner-directed and socially shaped. We think certain things we're deserving of because our community, our society has them, when truly they are not necessary for us to be a better Christian or a better representation of who and what God is. We should have enough confidence in who he is to live out his glory, irrespective of what surrounds us. Furthermore, he says, has something or someone besides Jesus the Christ taken title in your heart's trust, preoccupation, loyalty, service, fear, and delight? It is a question bearing on the immediate motivation for one's behavior, thoughts, and feelings. So if you're a woman and you want to get married, or you're a man and you want to get married, and you see some cute person on the other side of the room, are your thoughts towards that person godly, pure, honoring, or is it all about you? If I have that person as my spouse, then I'm going to look better as that. Or you common, many men and women marry someone because it will advance their prospects socially. So women marry men because they want to be a pastor's wife, and men marry women because they think the woman will be, and there's nothing wrong with that as long as you're doing it to honor God and be the best representation of in the ministry of marriage, rather than elevating yourself to look the part. And my, oh my, what I've seen in my years on this earth, how I'm a woman, so I can only speak from my perspective. Sure, I can make up further observations. How I have seen women pretend to be the godly wife, where all they do is manipulate their husbands so that they can be seen as the godly wife, and manipulate weak men who should never be in ministry and try and elevate them to look good. Ladies, that's not honoring of God. You're not fooling anybody but yourself. And what a horrible position to put a man in who's really not qualified for ministry just so that you can look good. I've seen that way too often, and it makes you shameful to be yoked with those in a believing community as Christians. I'm sorry, I don't mean that nastily, but it is nasty, and I'm saying it. Okay, further, let's go a little bit further. The inwardness, excuse me, my tongue's getting a little twisted there. The inwardness of motivation is captured by the inordinate and proud desires of the flesh. I think I've just explained that, where marriage and ministry, etc., go together. Our inertial self-centeredness, the wants, hopes, fears, expectations, needs that crowd our hearts. The externality of motivation is captured by the world. The alternative to Jesus, the swarm of alternatives, whether approached through the lens of flesh or the world or the evil one, is idolatry. Anything you're doing to put yourself on a platform other than honoring God through it. And sometimes, friends, it's hard to discern the difference. We so badly want something in our life that we go for it in such a way that we clamor over people, places, and things to get there. That's what happened when I came back here. The reason I delve onto these topics is because certain things affected my life so greatly, and the more I can understand it, the more freedom it gives me. That's why I said, live beyond you. My note in summarizing for today: live beyond you. Live with boldly Godfidence. Live beyond you with grace because of Godfidence given you. When I arrived back here, back in this geographical location, I was accused of not honoring God in the way I walked. Sincerely, friends, the way I walked, the way I talked, anything and everything about me that was attacked. Sadly, most people didn't realize, friends, when we are Christians, why do we have to walk like we're dragging the world on our shoulders? Shouldn't we have Godfidence? I am a daughter of the Most High God. I am His girl. He is my Father. We should love to project that to the world and to those around us. But when I got back here, everything about me, the way I spoke, now the way I'm speaking in these videos is a little bit more guarded, because I don't want people to take it personally, especially in this area, although I'm sure they don't watch this, and I don't want to be hurtful to people. But my goodness, this is how I communicate. I went to school so that I could honor people because I'm honoring God. I could be of encouragement to them because of the way God encouraged me through the privilege of having an education. I always say I'm from the geographical location I'm in. I'm just an airhead from the dunes of the desert, close by on the shore. God saved me by His grace. He gifted me with an education so that I could serve Him. He took the least of His children. I've shared previously in this discussion on idolatry that most people, if they'd known me in my childhood, my teens, my early adulthood years, you would have classified me as the most shy person you ever knew in life. I would say that is true of myself because I was so insecure, so inadequate in social graces. God taught me that is selfishness, and so the gift is given to me to communicate. I will honor Him through it, and I will honor Him because of it, because He bought me with a price. And that price, friends, is the reason why I can look back. I can be sad. I can be sad at what He gave me, and I long for it some more. And you know, friends, idolatry is removed from that. Friends, if you've lost a family member who you love dearly, and they are in Christ, you know you're going to see them again. That splash over of heaven that God allowed you to experience in loving them and then loving you here in time, you may not have that same repeated to you here and now, but my goodness, you know you're going to have it one day in purity. There is so much to hope for and to trust God for in the future, isn't there? Until tomorrow, friends, which will be day number 169, take care and God bless, and we will talk again. Bye-bye for now.